As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at zero. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
Hey, everybody, good morning and welcome to episode 38 of Zero to Hero. Today, we are joined by an old friend of mine. She is a real estate broker and the owner of KC Local Homes here in Kansas City. Her name is Heather Luce. Let's go ahead and bring her in. Hey, Heather, how you doing today?
Hey, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic as always. Thanks for asking. So before we get into it, tell the people out there, who is KC Local Homes? What do you guys do?
Yeah, definitely. So we're a residential real estate firm based out of the Crossroads. I am the broker owner, and I have 7 agents with me. We also have a part-time admin. We worked for a bigger corporate brokerage for a few years as a team and decided we wanted to do the independent thing. And so we did that back in 2019, and we've grown ever since. So it's been good.
That is fantastic. Yes, you guys have been doing it for quite a while now. And some big things coming. We were talking about before the show. You want to tell the people what's going on with KC Local Homes here soon?
Yeah, definitely. So we actually, right now we lease a space down in the Crossroads, which we love being in the art district and being close to everything. But we are in the process of buying a building that we're going to put our office in just down the road. It's over state line. So it's in the Kansas side, Kansas City, Kansas, but it's still close to downtown, close to, coffee, food, shops, everything. So we're really excited to kind of have our own space, build some equity and help our clients even more.
That's such the great thing about Kansas City too, is you can kind of hop back and forth, right? And it's other than like taxes and stuff like that, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. You can still work everywhere, which is awesome. So let's get into it here, Heather. In a couple sentences, give me your elevator pitch. Who is Heather Luce?
Yeah, so I got my real estate license. I bartended for a very long time and I knew I didn't want to do that anymore. So I didn't really want to go back to school. So I got my real estate license back in 2015. I was on a team. They were a top producing team at my old firm. And it was really great. It taught me how to do the business, taught me how to cold call, do all the sides of sales that I wasn't necessarily familiar with. But I was generating all my own business for the most part and clientele. And so I knew I wanted to start my own team. I went individual for a little while, but then in beginning of 2018, I started a team and had a couple of the guys who are still with me today on the team. And then we've had lots of people come and go since, but right now we have a very sturdy, solid group of people, and we have a few more people signing on this year too. So I think it's going to be good. I love being a broker as well as selling and working for my clients too. Just kind of getting to see everybody grow, whether that's with their home as their own investment or with my agents in their careers. It's a really gratifying, fun thing. And real estate's a cool industry. You get to do a lot with it. And I have a lot of freedom. I'm my own boss. I think I'm basically unemployable at this point, working for somebody else. But I love what I do and don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So
there you go. As long as you stay in business for yourself, you won't have to worry about it for sure. Tell me, so in my sales career, what I've noticed is a lot of the service industry folks do really, really well with that. Can you talk a little bit about that? What, the bartending, how did that help you with moving over to real estate?
yeah, you bet. So I always say good servers make good real estate agents, and only the good servers know what I mean by that. I liked what I did. I like that whole, you never knew what you were going to get. You walk up to a table, you kind of have to read the room and figure out do they want you to give you that full service, or do they want you to kind of leave them alone and let them do their thing? Which is kind of the same working with clients. Honestly, you have people who ask every question that you could possibly imagine 3 times, and they get it, and they want to learn and get every piece of information they can. And then you get other people who are like, where do I sign? How do I get the keys? And I think it's fun because I'll wake up and literally think I don't have anything on my schedule this week. And then within hours, I have 0 free time and I'm working, more than full time. So it just keeps it exciting. And I fortunately have a personality that I can go with the flow like that. That kind of kills some other people, but it keeps it interesting and I like it. So it works out.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, me and my wife are that way. When I remember we were looking at houses, 5 years ago, I was like, I just want to go in by myself almost, and look at everything and get a feel for it. And she was like, with the agent, right? Like, tell me about this, tell me about that. That's so funny that you say that. And it's so true, right? You've got your different personality types that you've got to learn, what they want, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna annoy them. So.
Yeah, exactly. Working with people, man, everybody's different and lots of different personality types. And I'm fortunate. I feel like I'm good at like knowing what people want and being able to mold and kind of flow with what works for them.
That's so awesome. Yeah, and that kind of segues into our next question. So tell us about the social media journey. So with you and with KC Local Homes.
Yeah, for sure. So whenever I started the team, and definitely when I started the firm, I didn't necessarily want to name it like Heather Luce Real Estate, which a lot of realtors do. I wanted the agents to feel empowered to be able to build their own business, but have a brand behind them that supports them and encourages them and gives them resources too. So at first, I would do a lot of my own social media just for me and my clients, but then we would just have the team just kind of as our logo. Well, whenever we opened the company, there's a lot more branding that came with it. We're really proud of our branding. It's like a shuttlecock, which is kind of a nod to the Nelson and the arts, because we have a couple artists on our team, and we're in the Crossroads, so we do pop-up First Friday art shows and stuff. And the colors are bright, and it's a young, fun logo. So we kind of took that brand and we've built a decent social media presence from it. We now have a marketing girl who I've discovered I'm an elder millennial, which you might understand this. And I can't make reels and I can't do some of the current stuff, but she helps with all of that. And she's helped elevate that brand a lot, but it gives the agents that work with the company something to share and some content to share without them having to feel like they have to be good at that too.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And it is so important, like kind of detaching yourself from that brand a little bit, right? Obviously, it is your brand and you've built it and put a lot into it, but
Yeah.
being able to kind of take yourself out of that, I mean, it's so smart. And it's actually something, as a marketing agency, we work with a lot of dentists. And that's like one of the common things with dentists as well as real estate practices, right? Is it's always aimed after the person. But some of the most successful ones detach away from that completely and say, I want to be something different. I want to build a brand that's not me. Because what if you sell the practice, right? What
Yes.
if you move? You don't want to just get rid of all that hard work. Something needs to come out of that. So there's got to be a strong brand that's not you
Yeah.
attached to it. So it's so smart.
It gives them an opportunity, like I said, to build their business where their success is obviously my company's success, so I want them to do well and I want them to do it their way, because I'm a big believer that not all personality types work well together. And so, what one of my business partners, how he treats his clients might be a little bit different than how I treat mine. But at the same time, it's the common goal of growing, our careers and growing the company.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're kind of giving them that ownership mentality, right? Versus being a renter, right? And saying, hey, I work for Heather Luce and Heather Luce Realty, right? As opposed to I work for KC Local Homes, right? And that's
Yeah.
mine as well, which is so awesome. Heather, every superhero has a defining moment. What do you think yours is when it comes to life and career?
It's a good question. I thought about this before, kind of what was the game changer. And I would say it's definitely the opening the company because, well, first of all, let me back up. Becoming a broker. I was 29 when I got my broker's license, which is young. I think the average in Kansas City is 55.
Wow.
And so I got a lot of stuff for that. And, I sit in meetings and at broker conventions and stuff, and I stand out a little bit because I just am very clearly younger than most people. And I think I have a more progressive mindset than a lot of people. And so I think that when we decided to go independent, just break off and do our own thing, it was a leap, but it was also kind of the game changer because we were able to do things our way. And really, it's the beauty of being a small locally owned business, right? Like we can spend our money and our funds and our time taking care of our clients and really like servicing the job for them even better rather than paying the overhead and paying the guy on top like the money.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know that we took that leap, but also that it worked, right? And I'd never have been able to do it without my team being beside me. So I credit them a lot, but it also kind of just makes us stand out because a lot of people still ask me like, so who do you work, like who's Casey Local Homes with? And we're like, no, I'm the owner, like I'm the broker owner. And people don't really realize like that's kind of a big deal. So I love it. It's fun. I'm proud of it.
Right, as opposed to like a Reese Nichols, right, or some of the other larger things that are out there. It's great that we've got something that's so local and somebody that knows the area, right? I mean, obviously a lot of real estate agents do, but Reese Nichols probably doesn't know anything about Kansas City, right?
Sure,
So
sure.
that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what attributes, in your mind, what attributes define a hero?
Yeah, so I think it kind of ties to, the first thought that comes to my head is like success. And like to me, I really believe everybody's definition of success is different. When I get to help people, I like what I do. I genuinely enjoy my job and showing up every day and kind of the freedom that comes with it. And then really it's what you do with that freedom that is the hero piece, because it's like I could sell and make a bunch of money and then have all these. I'm not a very materialistic person, and I don't think many people on my team are. So like I could have the showy house, the showy car, the showy clothes, the show, jewelry, all that stuff, but we use that money in different ways. And so like we get to travel and get the experiences. We get to go on volunteer trips and help people. We get to volunteer. Our job is not a 9 to 5. And so if we have time during the day, we as a team like to volunteer together sometimes and give back to the community. One, we get to meet new people, but two, we're using our time for good. So I think the hero is really just like, what do you do with your power and your money and your time? And is that helping others or is it helping yourself type deal?
Yeah, compassion for others, I think, is the big underlying message that I heard with all that. Would you say it's fair?
Yeah. And that's pretty much the whole gig for real estate for us, is helping our clients and helping them reach whatever goals they want, whether that's building generational wealth or just not renting anymore and building their own wealth. It's helping them. And that compassion is that rewarding piece that comes with this job and keeps us showing up despite the jobs being hard sometimes.
Sure. Yeah, I can imagine. Heather, if you had to pick a superhero that relates best to you, right? So, superhero that you relate to, who would that be and why?
That's a good question. My first thought is Deadpool, just because it's inappropriate and funny. And
Okay.
all of that. That's a good question. I of course lean towards like Captain Marvel and all the ladies, Wonder Woman and all that, just because the world is run by the way it is. But yeah, I'd probably say Captain Marvel or one of the women.
Captain Marvel. Okay. And why? I know you said it's because she's a woman, but dig a little deeper in there for me.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole breaking barriers and not even considering the ceiling, of the whole glass ceiling situation, and just doing it for the greater good rather than thinking about why you should, or like spending too much time in your head doing it, but actually just helping people and doing it, as it
That's
comes.
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Heather, how can people get a hold of you? How can they stay up to date with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so social media, of course, it's just Casey Local Homes. We are on Facebook a lot, Instagram a lot, and TikTok now, thanks to my marketing girl. So that's good. And then our website's a good one too. So just CaseyLocalHomes.com. We have a search feature on there. So if you are looking to buy a house, or if you just want to look at the market and do the HGTV thing, that's fine too. You could search for homes on there. You can also, we have a lot of tools and tips. So like if you are a renter and you're thinking about buying soon, there's a lot of like tips for how to get ready and what to prepare for. And also if you already own your home, you know, getting a free valuation on your home. Because we do that a lot. We like to help our past clients especially know kind of what their house has appreciated to, what if they did want to sell, what that fair market value would look like, and just getting them set up for success for when that move time comes.
That's awesome. So yeah, guys, go out there and check out KC Local Homes. You can find them KC Local Homes across all social media channels and at kclocalhomes.com as well. Heather, thank you so much for coming on the show, telling us about what you guys are doing. I'm super excited for your guys' move. When is that happening, by the way?
We probably about mid-March will be
About mid-March.
actually closing on the building and then moving pretty quickly because we're excited.
Awesome. Awesome. Those 2 months are going to go by fast. So that is awesome. Well, thank you again. You guys go check out KC Local Homes.
Awesome. Thanks, Gina.